We're here at the Honda Racing HPD facility in sunny Santa Clarita, California.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
So this is a Honda Civic Si 2012 model, very similar to the model that we're going to take from a white body into a race car and display to you all of the performance parts that Honda makes for this type of car.
And those parts are available to competition drivers who register with HPD through their Honda Racing Line program.
So we're going to install a sway bar linkage on this car, but unfortunately the garage that we need to work on is all the way on the other side of the Honda Racing facility. So I say we jump in this and drive over there.
Let's go.
All right.
So what we're looking at here is what Honda calls a body in white. HPD actually sells to race teams the chassis itself as it came down the assembly line before they actually put most of the major parts, drivetrain, interior and such, so race teams can develop the car into their own race car. Now this is a very special body in white. This is the one that HPD used at SEMA to display all of the different parts that are available at the Vegas show. Now one of the parts that's important for most road racers is it's not just important to go fast in a race, you actually have to be able to slow down as well. And Honda has developed a really nice cold air kit and ducting to keep these brake rotors cool. And not only do they make an option to make the brake rotors cool, they made a larger brake rotor kit. This is something that came off the Acura TSX to give this car some more stopping power. Additionally, they have steel braided brake lines available and a new suspension to make this car handle better. But besides making the car go faster, handle better, and stop, additionally there's one more thing that Honda built for their racers that's mandated by all sanctioning bodies, and that's the toe strap. Now, if you're using this, that's a bad day at the track, but it is required to have on all race cars. After this commercial break, let's go meet up with Errol and see what it's like to put an adjustable sway bar on one of these 2012 Honda Civics.
There's a reason why. In 4 years of powering every car in the Indianapolis 500 race, not a single Honda engine has failed. It's not the parts we make them from. It's the part we put in to every Honda.
With so much racing going on in the world, you'd have to be a four-headed monster to keep up with it all. Luckily, we have that. Join Peter Keene, Bill Wood, Errol Tucker, and their guest driver analyst each week for an opinionated look at the news coming out of the racing world. Remember, it's GoRacingTV.com for all your racing and video needs.
So Errol, what we got here today?
We have the new Honda Civic Si sway bar. Has all your standard adjustments here, you know, your adjustable linkage that'll go down at the end. Additionally, some spacers that allow you to fit this to this car. But the real trick point of it, I think, is the adjustable blade, they're calling it, which basically gives you more torsion, more stiffness as you need it, depending on the application, you know, what track you're riding at.
Okay, so you're saying that this setting right here would be Laguna Seca, and this setting right here would be Buttonwillow.
Yeah, or Sebring and Road Atlanta for us East Coast guys.
Ah, East Coast. Hey, let's put it on and see how it works.
Sounds good, man. So now we're underneath the Honda Civic Si, and I noticed that they did upgrade the sway bar in this car, but it's not the stock sway bar, but it's not quite as trick as the new one we're about to put on. So first thing we're going to want to do is disconnect the linkage, sway bar linkage itself, on both sides of the car and loosen that up. You're going to want to keep the sway bar mounts, do those last, because that's what's actually holding up the sway bar. So we could take these links off. You may want to keep these, put them in your toolbox. Then we're going to do the other side. So now the reason I say keep these in your toolbox is because they actually will work with the newer sway bar as well. So We'll have some spares if you need them. Now you want to take the sway bar mounts out. Well, what I want to do is I don't want to take them all the way out. I want to just leave them threaded a little bit. Although I've already taken this one out and I've screwed that up. Now there you go. Leave them threaded a little bit so that therefore it doesn't come crashing down on you as you're taking the other ones off of the other mounts. That one's loose already. All right, now I want to hold up so it doesn't come crashing down on me. Oh, there we go. Take that one off. We're ready to put the new one up now. So now we're going to mount up the sway bar here, and you're going to need a hand, so I asked Rob to come give me a hand. Thanks a lot, fella.
Hey, no problem.
Now, you'll notice that the sway bars come with these spacers. The lower control arm kind of gets in the way of the new setup, so they put these spacers and that solves that problem. You're going to want to start the threads on these. Get the lower started, then I go up to the top, get that one, so it'll hold the bar in place so that we can then do the connection of the linkage.
The one trick we found is when you put the bar in initially, you got to rotate the bar up so this stuff clears the bottom bracket from the lower control arm where the end link mounts. Otherwise, you got to redo it again.
Okay. Now we're going to get the linkage. Now your linkage is attached. Easy access to the blade system you have here. So now what you're going to want to do is torque all these bolts down to factory spec, and you're ready to go. As you see, we've installed this. Now how this system actually works is that the blade system, when the blade is in plane with the actual bar itself, now it's at its softest setting because this is able to flex. Once you turn this, now it's in its stiffest setting because it can't flex any longer. So you'll also notice that we installed this adjustment section on the car opposite the exhaust, so therefore when you come in to the pits pretty hot, you want to make a sway bar adjustment, your crew can just lift the car up, get up under there, nothing's in their way. So that's going to conclude our installation of the sway bar.
Today we showed you a number of products that are available through Honda's HPD program to turn your 2012 Honda Civic Si into a race car just like this.
We demonstrated the installation of their new sway bar kit that has all the adjustments to make you competitive.
Make sure you go to GoRacingTV.com to watch future episodes of Club Racer.